Hello, hello. Welcome back. I am so excited about today's episode. Every year we set goals, new planners, new intentions, new visions. But what if instead of doing more, we choose to be more? Hey, hey, hello. DeAnda Renee here. Welcome to the DeAnda Factor. Let's get into the sweet spot. Okay. Hey, SweetSpot community. Welcome back to the DeAnda Factor, where we talk about growth, alignment, adulting with intention, and choosing yourself on purpose. Yes, sis, we're going to get into a great episode today. We're talking about something that has completely shifted how I approach my year. Finding your word of the year for 2026. Yes, that's what we're doing. Not resolutions, although if that's your thing, please don't not do that. Do that too. Not a to-do list, but one word that inspires you, that grounds you, and gently nudges you forward on the good days and the messy ones. Last year, I had two words: grace, because adulting, and butterfly, because I was transforming even when it felt uncomfortable. You remember my hashtag last year, especially doing travel, doing it scared. And this year, one word, one direction. My word of the year for 2026, the year of the horse, is Evolvitude. And by the end of this video, I'm going to help you find your word too. So let's do it. Okay. What is a word of the year? What is it? Why should we do it? A word of the year is a personal compass, if you will, or at least that's how I look at it. It's not about perfection, which, Virgo girl, always looking for perfection, but I'm trying, y'all. It's about alignment. Your word should inspire you when motivation dips. Your word should encourage you when life feels heavy. Your word should spark joy when you forget why you started. And when it comes down to that daily adulting, all of those things, sparking joy, encouragement, inspiration, all of those things are needed, especially from within. We can get it so much, outside of ourselves, but we're with ourselves most of the time. So we need to be able to tap into that just by looking at a word, just by saying a word. So I'm going to give you a few reasons or questions on what to ask for in terms of finding your word. Instead of asking, what should I accomplish this year? You might want to ask, how do I want to move through this year? How do I want 2026 to be around me? What is the atmosphere? What is the feelings that I want to invoke this year? Because goals change, plans shift, but who you are becoming, that's what matters. And I talked about this in my last video, and I'll link that below. Um, is you're becoming the intentions that you want to set forth for the year. That's everything. And those things can change on a dime, not because you didn't want to, not because you're not working towards that, but just because you're lifing. Adulting does that, right? And sometimes you have to be able to pivot and change when those things happen. So, a little bit about my word for 2026, Evolvitude. Let me tell you why Evolvitude chose me. And it's actually, I call it kind of like a therapeutic process, because the way in which I went about it was kind of tapping in to what was happening at the time, and as well as what I would like to happen for within this next year, 2026. And I broke it up into kind of quarters, not kind of quarters, but quarters, so that I wouldn't get too overwhelmed by looking at 12 months, and just kind of breaking it down to, okay, after, the winter months, when I'm pretty much hibernating, if you will, particularly right now. Right now, I am hibernating. I'm in hibernation mode. And that's a whole nother Oprah show, but a little bit about that is talked about in the last video that I had. And again, I will link that below. At any rate, what Evolvitude represents is embracing change without fear, welcoming new experiences and perspectives, and choosing growth with joy, not pressure. And for me, Evolvitude means staying open, staying resilient, staying curious, and trusting that every pivot is a part of the plan. And like I said before, plans change, and you have to be able to flow with the pivot or the change of those plans. In the past, I have gotten in almost a fetal position because of change. Change is hard. Change is, difficult sometimes. Even if it's good change, it still can be overwhelming. So I thought that this word Evolvitude was a really good way of tackling or being able to show up for myself when those pivots, entered into the plan, and where I had to say, okay, it's not going to go quite like this, but it's going to go quite, in a whole different direction. In 2026, 2026 isn't about, forcing outcome. Again, I want to go in with ease and continuing with grace and giving myself grace. It's about really flowing with intention. And that statement alone can be very powerful. And if you're not mentally kind of in that space, or preparing yourself to be in that space of, hey, I set this goal and I set the intentions and the tasks to go along with that, and it's not going that way at all, and what do I do? So Evolvitude reminds me that I don't have to rush the process. I just have to honor it. And I'm a little bit excited about that approach. I really am. So, and I do want to kind of give you a full definition of Evolvitude. But I'll do that in a second. First, I want to get to, how do you find your word for the year? So, first you want to, and there are maybe about 3 steps that I'm going to share with you today. So first, you want to get clear on what you want your year to feel like. And I spoke about that at the top of this. And before you kind of really get in touch with or find a generator, you want to ask yourself 3 questions. How do I want to feel in 2026? What am I carving more of? And what am I releasing? So I'm going to repeat that. So there are 3 questions. What do I want to feel in 2026? And that's really, I feel you really need to get clear on that. And that may be, you get in a meditative state and you kind of close your eyes and really dive deep into that question. What do you want to feel? And some examples of that is joyous, adventurous, and I'm speaking for myself. The second question is, what am I carving more of, for 2026? Branding, branding new, from a health standpoint, what do I want to carve out more of? Do I want, more peace, more ease? All of those things are, really calling into those feelings, going back to question number 1. And the last one is, what am I releasing? What are some of the things that I'm not, pulling from 2025? I'm leaving that there. I'm not even, reaching back to 2024. I'm leaving that, back there. What do I want to go forward? And some of those examples can be, a new brand, joyous, healthy, adventurous, prosperity or prosperous, romantic, friendship, community, peacefulness, grace, grounding, getting grounded, expanding, expansive. Those are some of the words that pop into my head. A pro tip: think energy, not outcome. So if you think about the energy that you want to evoke versus at the end of March, what outcomes you want to receive. Again, I'm not saying that you won't get there, but if you think of it in terms of energy instead of outcome, you're more able to really hone in on the feeling that you want to have at the end of that quarter, that first quarter, and so on and so forth. All right. The second step is use a word generator. And I love using word generators because they help pull language from your subconscious into something tangible. And I had a few favorites. The word of the year generator. And again, I will link these generators in the description for you. And my favorite, because there are 3, my favorite was the goal chaser word generator. That's my favorite, only because it gives you the word as well as the definition, and it really kind of goes in. When you're prompt, you enter what you want your year to encompass, like joy, health, adventurous, abundant, romantic, aligned, or alignment. Those are just, examples of words that you can throw into the generator, and then it will, flush out kind of what word that they feel would be married to you for a year. And don't overthink it. Throw some stuff together. Your word will resonate or it won't. If it, kind of when I put my words in, which I will give you in just a moment, it really does give you chills, when you see it. And it will basically call itself to you and you'll say, that's the one, which is what I did. So I will give you, let me see if I can find it. I will give you an example of what happened when I did this. So what I put in was new, because I know that this year is going to be quite a bit of new things taking place for me. I'm going to be in a new space. I am going to be almost in different countries, different states. So I knew, that having the word new in my theme or, parts of what I wanted to, what I know is going to be manifested for 2026. So new, different, growth and feelings of ease, joyous, healthy. Those are a few of the words that I put into the generator. And Evolvitude came out, and I will also give you the definition of Evolvitude, which is why it was so, it really did give me chills. And I knew that this was the word for me. So Evolvitude, the meaning of Evolvitude is the harmonious blend of evolution and attitude, encapsulating the journey of embracing new experiences and perspectives while fostering personal growth. It signifies a state of being where one feels, or where I feel, at ease with change. Because like I said, it's going to be a lot of changes, compared to previous years. Joyfully in welcoming different paths that lead to a healthier and more fulfilling life. Evolvitude encourages individuals, or DeAnda, to cultivate resilience and positivity as they, or I, navigate the complexities of life, celebrating each step of my unique transformation. So I just knew, reading that definition, I was like, that's my word. That's it. Bar none, we're done. Again, it was, like I said, chills, because I felt like they got me. They completely got me. And it was even stuff in there that I hadn't even thought about or I hadn't said out loud, but the generator really kind of, with the words that I put in, it's like it took a picture of my future, and my future self this year. And it said, here you go. So again, like I said, you'll know your word. So once you, put in, if you use a generator, a word generator, once you receive your word, or once you figure out what your word is, you want to sit with the word. You want to try it on, if you will. How when you go to a shoe store or whatever, and you're trying on shoes and you're walking around and you're trying to feel like if it fits you. That's what you want to do with your word. Once you have your word, you want to say it out loud. Maybe journal about it. I'm a journaler, so you know this about me. Those of you who've been on my channel, you know that that's one of my things. So journal about it. And if that's your thing too, it'll easily be, something that you want to help try the word on with. Ask yourself also, can I grow with this word all year? Can I sit with this word? When I see it, will it, evoke energy? Will it speak to me to keep going? Will it inspire me? As I said before, the word needs to inspire you. It needs to drive you, to keep moving. Your word should feel like a gentle push. It should be a warm reminder. And it should almost be your personal mantra. That one word should be your personal mantra. And I also want to throw out, or put this out there, that there's no pressure. There's no, performance value here. It's just a word. And again, I'm not saying don't, set resolutions. Don't, I'm not saying that. This word should encourage you to accomplish those goals of resolution. It should help you, drive you further into, diving into those goals, and not just in January. You should also be touching it, in April, in May, in August, right? And so, I've told you that my year usually starts on my birthday, which is in September. That's when my new year starts, or that's how I have set it up for me. However, I always choose my new word for the year in January. So I've done that for the last, I want to say 3 or 4 years. And it has been a tremendous help. What I end up doing is putting the word on a sticky note and attaching it to, my mirror, or putting it above my desk in my office. I have, so that I can see it every day and say it out loud when I get, in the muck or when I get stuck or whatever. It's there. Particularly, around the time that I'm more or less hashing out my goals and hibernating, if you will, right around this time every year, having it, where I can see it on a daily basis is very helpful. I've even, wrote it down and put it in my wallet. So when I open it, I see it, again, to give me inspiration and encouragement to keep going, to keep in the principles of the word that I've chosen. Okay. So I also thought that it would be good to give you an inspiring quote to kind of go with this exercise of finding your word. And this quote is, "Become committed to growth." I'm reading here. "Even when the path feels unfamiliar." Let that land, let that, kind of sit there a little bit. I'm going to say it again. Become committed to growth, even when the path feels unfamiliar. And again, that's what every new year brings, unfamiliar territory. Now, yes, we bring ourselves wherever we go, right? But we also want change. We also want to embrace something new. And choosing a word every year is a way to do that. For you to live in that word, for you to live in the feeling of what that word is going to evoke for you. Okay? So now we're getting to the challenge, the SweetSpot Community Challenge part. And this time, again, it's going to be related to finding your word. One word, one post challenge is what this is going to be. So what I want you to do is find your word of the year for 2026. Post it on your IG, LinkedIn, or TikTok, or all. And include what I want you to include is your word, one sentence reason why your word is, and one emoji that represents your 2026 energy. Now, here's the thing, don't make it hard. If you only want to do your word and an emoji and that's it, that's your post, let that be your post. Okay. Again, don't make it hard because this is not about, hard. We're talking about ease, y'all. So, anyway, a bonus for this is you write it on a sticky note, like I said a few minutes ago. Put it on your mirror or on your bedroom wall or on your laptop or your desk blotter, or dramatically whisper it like you're in a movie trailer. That's for my voiceover artists. Anyway, tag me so I can hype you up properly. And really stand in it, y'all. Stand in your word and make it powerful. Give it legs, and that will keep you grounded in your 2026 goals, energy, and all things good. So, as we step fully into 2026, remember this. You don't need a perfect plan. You need a clear direction. One word can anchor you. One word can inspire you. One word can remind you who you're becoming. My word is Evolvitude. One word, one direction. Now is your turn. If this video helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe, share it with someone choosing intention this year, and as always, find your sweet spot, move with purpose, and evolve with joy. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.